Okay, this is an installation of Bullrings on a brand new 2019 Ram truck. We're at the rear pocket of the rail cap right near the tailgate. And if you see this stake pocket here, you'll notice that the plastic rolls over the edge and goes down about 3/4 of an inch. And if you look down inside there, you can see that it's open at the bottom. And very often we'll hear from our customers that they say that their holes are already cut because it's open at the bottom. But the fact is, it's actually not. It's just open at the bottom. The plastic is still preventing you from having access to the lips on the left and right side, or the catches where there's a downturned edge on each stake pocket. And the Bullring will go down in there and span that opening and hook up on the left and right side, and that's what allows it to not come out. We drop the cover on the rail, that makes a sandwich on the rail, and that allows the ring to go up and down independently. And I explain that during installation in just a minute. But the first thing we got to do is take this bulk out of here with this little cutting saw blade router. We're going to take the bottom piece off, and then that's going to give us an opportunity for the cleaning router to go in and clean up the lip all the way around and give us access to the hole. So we're going to do a cut right now. Again. So I want to set the blade deep enough that it's going to make sure that it's below that downturned edge that I talked about, because I certainly don't want the blade to get into the guy's truck. But I want to also cut it as close as I can so that I have the minimum amount of stuff to remove. So we'll give it a test at first, just a bump. And now you can see how I've removed the bulk of this, and how the cleaning router then will be able to get into that staple pocket. So now we're going to go ahead and cut the passenger side and get ready for the cleaning router bit. So here's where we have to be a little bit careful, because we want to cut that plastic out right there, but we don't want to get into the truck. So we have to make sure that the cutting surface is just to the plastic and not to the truck itself. You can just lower the leg down inside there, and then you can see how those two uprights that I talked about before hook up behind the downturned edge of the stake pocket hole, left and right, and they go right down in there. And we'll set the screws and pull it up. It snaps up when you want to use it, snaps back down when you're done. Now up front here, you'll see there's a scribe line that indicates where the hole is located, but obviously this doesn't pop out, so it needs to be cut. And you can see that this is the soft center, so we're pretty confident that that's where the middle of that hole is. But we don't want to necessarily cut right to the scribe line. We just want to get access to the hole and let the router bits do the work to trim right to the edge of the opening, so the Bullring will go in and cover it. If we went all the way to the scribe line, there's a chance that we could remove too much material and affect the paint or who knows what all. So we're going to let the router bits do the work, but first we have to get a place for the router bit to start. The cleaning router that goes in that hole that we used back there, that goes around here and cleans out that opening, is just like this. So we need to have a starting place that's at least that big. So we have this amazingly big drill to give us a pilot hole to start with. So I'll drill that hole now. So we just plunge that right into the hole and clean it out like we did before. You gotta clean some of that material. And sometimes that material's hot, so be a little bit careful, don't burn yourself. You should be able to get the hole nice and clean and matching the perimeter of that hole. And the Bullring should go right in. Let's see. And one thing that's different about the front holes on the Dodge Ram, and why we have a different model for the front, is because unlike the rear hole where it's located centrally on the opening and there's a downturned lip on this side and that side so that the Bullring can go down and span the opening like that, actually located hard against the truck wall side here. which means there's no downturned lip on that side. So we had to create a special bracket, and that is one that grabs front, back, and outside only, because there is, again, no place to get purchase on this side. So let's put that in and see how it goes. I'll take the screws out. Just like that. And pull up on the ring to engage the bracket like this. And start that screw. And they'll cinch down on there. Again, not over tightening, not using a power drill to do this. Just a regular screwdriver, and you can feel in your hand when it's snug. It's actually torquing about 10 pounds, which again is about the amount of force that's required to turn off a stubborn garden hose. And that's all you need. Just the screws are just there to hold it in place. You don't want to over tighten it. In fact, I'm going to back this off a little bit because I've started to distort the rail a little. And you'll see as I turn this back, it comes right back into shape. Beautiful. But it's locked in. It's not going anywhere. It locks in an up position when you want to tie to it, back down to flush when you don't. And that's the new BullRing 5068 for the front holes of a 2019 Dodge Ram.